Well, hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to Villanova, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences virtual presentation today. We are live and we are all so honored and privileged to join you today. My name is Kate Szumanski and I serve the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences at Villanova in our Office for Undergraduate Students as the Director of Professional Development and Internships. What that means is that I have the privilege of partnering with students as that they explore professional options and opportunities beyond the classroom. And today I am joined by an exceptional panel of students. These students now are going to introduce themselves. They'll tell you where they're from, what they're studying at Villanova, or what they're contemplating majoring at Villanova, some of the activities that they are involved with, and a little bit more later in the presentation, we'll have a question and answer session with our students who will help you learn, again, more and more about what you can experience at Villanova in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. So without further ado, I would love to invite Alison Nieto to introduce herself.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Alison Nieto. I'm a senior from Poquay, New York, in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and I studied communications and Spanish with a double concentration within communications and public relations and rhetorical studies. I'm hoping to go into the entertainment industry as I interned at Discovery this past summer, and that was a really wonderful experience. That's kind of where my passion is right now. On campus, I was involved in a multitude of different activities, including a tour guide for the Blue Key Society, so I might have been your tour guide at one point. I was the culture editor for the Villanovan, which is our on-campus student newspaper, for 2 years. I was also on the executive board for the Villanova Voices for 2 years, which is our all-women's choir, and you should definitely consider joining. And I definitely did something else that I can't really remember right now. So
that's great. Amy, how about?
Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Amy Barrett and I am a senior psychology major. My time at Villanova is unfortunately coming to an end, but I am also minoring in counseling on top of my psychology major, and I have held an internship at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia throughout my senior year. So I'd love to maybe tell you a little bit more about that later.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. My name is Ava and I'm a freshman at Villanova. I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm currently planning to major in English with minors in history and public service and administration. And my end goal is to go into the field of education policy. And at Villanova, I'm also a member of the Blue Key Society, like Alison. So I'm a tour guide and ambassador for Villanova. I am a member of the Interhall Council, which is a representative group for all the dormitories at Villanova. I was on an intramural volleyball team, which was really fun. And I'm also a member of the Faith and Learning Scholars Program.
Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin. I'm a senior political science major here at Villanova, and some of the things I'm involved in on campus are Greek life. I'm an orientation counselor, and there are so many different things you can do at Villanova, but the best thing is to just follow your passions and figure out what makes you happy. And I have had 2 internships at Villanova. Oh, excuse me. I've gotten 2 internships through Villanova, and I'll be joining BlackRock in New York City in their retirement business come August. So I'm very excited and can definitely talk about the path less taken in liberal arts and sciences to kind of get to Wall Street. So really looking forward.
Hi everybody, I'm Erin Neilsen. I'm a freshman in Nashville, Tennessee, and I have not declared my major yet, but I'm planning on majoring in English and communications. And so far at Villanova, I've gotten involved in Greek life, and also I've had a big role so far in our dance marathon, Nova Dance. And I've loved my experience so far, and just thank you all for.
Hi everybody, my name is Gracie Petrelli. I am a freshman English and secondary education double major from Turnersville, New Jersey. I am also a member of the Blue Key Society, just like Ava and Alison, so I also may have been your tour guide if you had a tour on a gross rainy Friday, because that's always when it seems to be. But I am also the story and experience intern for the Office of Undergraduate Students, so I run the Office of Undergraduate graduate students blog series called My OUS Story, where I get to feature our awesome CLAS students on campus.
Hi everyone, I'm Harrison Jumper. I am a senior political science major and economics minor. I'm originally from Ridgefield, Connecticut, but thanks to Villanova, I've lived in many different places throughout my 4 years. I've had the opportunity to have 2 internships in Philadelphia and 1 in Washington, D.C., all in the political realm. And I am applying around the clock to different jobs right now, hoping to get back into D.C. So excited to answer your questions, and congratulations, everyone.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jacob Artz. I'm a freshman communication major at Villanova. I'm from Pottsville, PA, which is about an hour and a half north of Villanova. You won't know where it is. It's like super rural. But anyway, on campus, I'm a deputy grand knight for the Knights of Columbus. That's like our Catholic guys group on campus. I work in the library with the Federal Work Study. So if you guys come here next year, you'll probably see me at the desk. So give me a hello. I'm also a part of the Nation, which is the fan group for Villanova Athletics. Very fun group to go to all the basketball games. And I'm also a part of the leadership community on campus. So that's, for freshmen, and you get to live with, the people you go to class with. So that's pretty cool. And I'll also be doing the Villanova next year. So I'm excited to see you guys on campus.
Hi, everyone. My name is Janan Wilson. I'm a junior at Villanova studying political science. Right now, I'm currently the president of the Pre-Law Black Law Student Association Villanova. And my goal is to, when I graduate from undergrad, I plan to study at law school. And I've worked in preparation for this. I've worked as an intern at the Philadelphia Municipal Court under a judge, which if you guys have any questions under that, I'll be to help.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kate Capizzi, and I'm a senior political science major with history and communication minors from Nashville, Tennessee. And on campus, I was involved in the Women's Leadership Institute with the McNulty Institute. I was in the Pre-Law Society and involved in Greek life, and also involved in the Public Policy Society. So I could talk a lot about that. And through the Public Policy Society and OUS, I held 2 internships in Washington, D.C., one in the private sector in government relations, and the other on the Hill. So I can talk to you more about that.
Hi, everybody. My name is Morgan Sears. I'm from Albany, New York. I am currently a freshman, and I plan on majoring in economics and minoring in political science. Some things I do around campus is I'm involved with Special Olympics. I also work in the different fitness centers around campus. And then I was also a part of the Healthy Living learning community this past year, which was awesome. So I can talk a little bit about that too.
Thank you, students, for sharing those wonderful introductions. What we're going to do now is I'm going to share a few slides with you that will go a little deeper into what the Office for Undergraduate Students is all about. So if you'd bear with me for just 1 second. Let's see. Alison Smith, I just want to let you know I'm attempting to share my screen, but it says that that's been disabled. I wonder if you can give me a little help with that. Thank you. Sorry for the delay, folks. Okay. I see a lot of great questions here regarding the process of securing internships and applying, folks looking for some how-tos and tips, and I promise we'll get there. Okay. Okay, terrific. Thank you, Allie. Okay. Sorry about that delay, folks, but we are ready to go. So you've heard many of our students use the acronym OUS. What does OUS stand for? That stands for the Office for Undergraduate Students. We are the academic hub, if you will, of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. We are the place students go to have their questions answered. Our motto is, for all students, we want them to explore, experience, and evolve during their time with us on campus. The mission of our office, we guide and support students from orientation to graduation and beyond as they explore opportunities that our college provides. We hope to empower students in a process of self-discovery and exploration, offering them resources to forge their own educational and professional direction. Very little is prescribed in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Students have choice. Even within our core curriculum, there are choices that students make. And it's very important as part of the mission of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences that students embark on this process of exploration. Our vision is to be at the forefront of student support services by continually improving what we offer students, our advising services in academics, professional development, and experiential education. We strive to create a welcoming and supportive environment for students. We seek to foster collaborative relationships between the university community, and so that we promote student growth in body, mind, and spirit. Services and support functions within the Office for Undergraduate Students, OUS. First and foremost, academic advising and graduation certification. All incoming first-year students are assigned an academic advisor. With this person, students explore academic programs, possible majors, minors, and fulfill their core requirements. We believe that students, when they're deciding what courses to enroll in, this should be a conversation. It does not happen in a vacuum. We want our students to make informed choices to help them realize their academic as well as their professional aspirations. We also offer student success services, providing individual support and resources for students who might face challenges along the course of their education at Villanova. In the area of professional development, which is where I spend the bulk of my time, we emphasize career education and discovery. And we want students to ask themselves some important fundamental questions when they're thinking about possible careers. What problems do you seek to solve in this world? Or what questions do you seek to answer? We explore career paths and opportunities together through a number of different programming opportunities and curricular opportunities. We support students in applying for and securing internships. We help students develop what we like to call an internship or entry-level job toolkit, where we partner with students to develop resumes, cover letters, LinkedIn profiles, so that they are prepared to seize opportunities when they discover them. The college also offers particular advising services for students interested in medical careers, the health professions. Through our collaboration with the Career Center, we promote pre-law advising. And Janan will talk a little bit later about some of the pre-law advising services and extracurricular offerings available to students who want to explore attending law school in the future and building a career in law. So from classrooms to careers, focusing in the Office of Undergraduate Students in the area of professional development, we want students from the moment they arrive at Villanova to be keeping one eye focused on what they might potentially seek to do in this life beyond college, knowing full well that this may change dozens of times. That is okay. That is exactly what we want. We want students to explore the possibilities and to take advantage of the many options that are available to them. Part of what we do is help students develop the skills required to pursue internships and entry-level jobs effectively. These are career readiness skills. These skills, interestingly enough, are the very skills that an education in the liberal arts and sciences cultivates and strengthens: critical thinking and problem solving, oral and written communications, teamwork and collaboration, professionalism, and work ethic. These are the skills that employers seek at both the internship and entry-level job level, and these are the skills that you will develop through your education in the liberal arts and sciences at Villanova. Our approach to professional development in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences for undergraduates focuses in 5 distinct areas, and I'll unpack these for you briefly. In our curriculum, we offer arts and sciences professional development 1-credit courses to help students develop this toolkit idea that I've discussed, as well as the opportunity to learn about a variety of different careers. We emphasize and support students on their internship and experiential educational journeys. That experiential ed journey might include volunteer opportunities, study abroad opportunities, research opportunities. Third, we host a series of professional skill building workshops and offer students the opportunity to meet with us one-on-one to discuss what it is that they would like to do professionally and to develop these tools that they will need to apply for opportunities as they discover them. We host a variety of career exploration opportunities for students, including visits to corporate offices so that students can see what it's like to work in different workplaces. And lastly, we offer a variety of networking opportunities for students where they can connect with professionals, with alumni working in different fields, asking these individuals questions, developing relationships so that when the time comes to apply for an internship or an entry-level job, they have in their network references and relationships, people that they can rely on to help guide them through those processes. In the curriculum, what do we focus on? Creating a professional resume, transitioning that high school resume to a collegiate resume. We research internships and professional positions. Right now, with the COVID-19 crisis at hand, many students are finding their internship opportunities turned upside down. Many internships are continuing in remote fashions. Some have been canceled altogether. I have such confidence and faith in our students who've developed the tools that they need to pursue opportunities that they will be able to secure something for summer 2020. It might not be potentially their ideal version of an internship. It might be largely remote in nature, but I know that they have the information and the tools needed to pursue opportunities and to be a competitive applicant. We help students conduct informational interviews so that they can interview successfully professionals, alumni who work in a field that they would like to learn more about. We also support students and help them to craft responses to job interview questions, again, so that they are prepared. Our approach to professional development in the curriculum includes networking with alumni. And I know many of our students on today's panel can talk to you about how they've connected with alumni and professionals in the classroom to learn more about careers. We help students create a plan for their professional growth, just as they have a plan, an academic one, to fulfill requirements and to declare a major or a minor. So too do we want students to craft a professional plan so that they take advantage of all the opportunities available to them and explore all the options that are available to them. We want students ultimately to develop an understanding of the lifelong learning that is essential to career growth in 2020 and beyond. Learning does not end at Villanova. It continues, and we want to be that springboard to help students realize their goals and ambitions beyond the classroom. Some of our one-credit courses, we have an ASPD 2000 level course, which is your baseline professional development course, resume, cover letter, LinkedIn, learning about the internship application process. But we have specialized courses as well: social networking for career success, public policy paths, personal finance, preparing for health careers. Again, these are one-credit courses, very low risk, which explore taking a deep dive into these very specialty areas. Our goal is that these one-credit courses complement a student's academic plan, so that you can be that English and education major, the political science major, the economics major, but dive a little deep into a profession. This past semester, we've launched a number of new arts and sciences professional development courses, preparing for careers in consulting, in financial services, navigating roadblocks, the science of happiness, adulting 101, building a failure resume, a life well lived. These are for all students, all academic years, of all liberal arts and science backgrounds. So we know that when it comes to preparing for internships and jobs, that employers increasingly are blind to a student's academic major. They're looking for excellence when it comes to performance in the classroom, and that could mean a high GPA. It means involvement in extracurricular activities. It means the development of skills. Can students construct a narrative where they describe in a passionate way what their skills are and why they would be of value to company X? That's what we strive to empower students to do. We do this in partnership. These are very high touch moments where we're working individually with students or in small groups to realize these very large ambitions. Some stats for you: we know that 70% of all students in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences graduate with at least one internship. 75% of our students graduate with at least one volunteer or service experience, and 40% of students study abroad each year. Undergraduate research opportunities. For many students, especially those studying the sciences, who wanted to perhaps explore careers in research, in medicine, we know that those internship opportunities look a little different. Those internships might take the flavor of research. But research at Villanova, of course, is not exclusive to our science students. Liberal arts students as well are encouraged to engage in research opportunities. And I wanted to call out for you the OUS's partnership with the Center for Research and Fellowships. I'm going to explain to you a couple programs that this office offers students, knowing full well that this office, CRF, offers many, many more in addition to these two. There is a Villanova Match Research Program for first-year students, where first-year students, the second semester of their freshman year, can apply to be matched with a faculty member to engage in compensated undergraduate research. 10 hours of research each week for 10 weeks in that second semester. Really a remarkable opportunity to begin to develop those essential research skills. The Center for Research and Fellowship also offers its VERF program, Villanova Undergraduate Research Fellows. It's a summer program providing financial support to students who, again, work on campus with faculty members to dive deeper into research areas of interest. We encourage all interested students to look more deeply into these programs. Here is a look at where some students have interned during their four-year journey at Villanova. Amy has talked a little bit about her internship at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. She'll dive deeper into that as we shift gears into our Q&A section very soon. But you can see from this slide the varied places that our students have devoted their energies and the contributions they've made to organizations like you see on the screen here. What strikes me too is the diversity of thought, the diversity of opportunity here. If you're a nursing major, an engineering major, a business major, oftentimes those internships take a different look. They might be exclusively in financial services companies. They might be exclusively in hospital settings, and that's perfectly fine and appropriate for those academic majors. In the liberal arts and sciences, it's very, very different. Again, it comes to those essential questions. What problems do you seek to solve in this world? What gets you excited? Where do those passions lie? How can we figure out how you can apply your skills, strengthen them through experiential learning opportunities, be it through research, through internships? And our students do it consistently. They do it often at a number of different organizations around the country, around the globe. Workshops that we offer, we help students understand why leadership is an important skill to develop and how they do that through their extracurricular activities and how they can describe that so that an employer is captivated and understands, yes, this student has great potential. I can see this student on my team. We help students understand how to communicate effectively, how to write emails, professional emails to their professors, as well as to potential employers. We help students understand this notion of a personal and professional brand and how to communicate that powerfully to potential employers. We help students as well network and make connections with alumni and employers. I'm so proud of our Bridge Society. The Bridge Society is a student-led organization, and there's students, again, members of our panel who participate in Bridge Society events often, who will tell you a little bit more about these events. We just had an event virtually for students which focused on careers in the social impact, education, and psychology spaces, which again, it was not, of course, in person, it was virtual in nature, but bringing together students, professionals in these industries to learn more about what it takes to build a career in that space. Bridge is an acronym as well as a word standing for building relationships, inspiring development, gaining experience. And students often will share with me how powerful these opportunities are to connect with alumni or professionals in their field of interest to gain those tips and those success strategies. We do not do our work in the Office for Undergraduate Students alone. Villanova, one of its hallmarks is this community that it's built among its student body, among its alumni, and that extends to faculty and staff and to our professional support offices. And collaborate very often with the University Career Center, the other academic colleges, with what, like I said earlier, the Center for Research and Fellowships, pre-law advising services, not only through the Career Center, but also through our student-led organizations. We partner with our health professions advising area so that students who indicate their interest to us are quickly plugged into the resources that will help them quickly begin on the path of realizing those large ambitions. Career exploration. We again take our professional development and career growth and exploration on the road so that students can see what organizations look like from the inside. Just this past academic year, we've taken students to Turner Broadcasting and Sirius XM in New York City. We visited Facebook and the Associated Press. So again, students can see, look how these operations function. Can I see myself there? Do I eventually wish to be a part of an organization like this? It's very, very powerful. When you take all of these different services and piece them together, you develop this big cohesive strategy for helping a liberal arts and science student who's exploring their world, who's exploring big questions, figure out how they can make the biggest impact in the most meaningful and profound ways that they can. It's quite remarkable. I often share with my students that I have one of, if not the best job on Villanova's campus, helping students connect all of these dots and learn where it is that they will be their best, they're most successful. That position in life where they can contribute, leaning on their greatest gifts and talents. It's a real, real pleasure for me. Students at Villanova also can get a jump on earning a master's degree. Some students have elected to stay at Villanova for a 5th year and pursue a combined bachelor and master degree program. These programs allow undergrads to successfully complete a master's degree in just 1 extra year. No GRE is required. Most programs allow students to, quote, double count 3 graduate level courses towards both the undergrad and grad degree. All undergraduate students in our college are eligible to take up to 3 graduate courses to enrich your undergraduate studies in your senior year. Very exciting. Might not be the exact fit for everybody, but for those students who are thinking about earning a master's degree and who can't bear to be away from Villanova, want to be here a 5th year with us, this could be an ideal situation to earn that dual degree in a matter of 5 years. How do students learn about opportunities? You've already heard about Gracie's blog through the OUS social media channels. Here are some other ways. We want students to read their daily Wildcat Newswire, which is a digest of things that are happening daily on campus. Also through Handshake. Handshake is the internship and career management system that all Villanova students have access to. This is the tool that students will use to learn about internships and entry-level jobs and events that organizations are hosting. I'm so thrilled to share with you that in some of our darkest times here, dealing with the coronavirus pandemic, our alums have just continually stepped up saying, Kate, we attend Bridge Society events. We know we can't do that in person, but how can we help your students? We have lined up about 30 sessions with alumni who are willing to share what it is that they do professionally, how they journeyed from college to career, and they're sharing that information with our current students. So it's just been a remarkable moment here at Villanova to experience the generosity of other Villanovans who are so eager to give back to this place. And I think that speaks so highly for the culture that exists at Villanova and the community that develops here. Students learn about these opportunities through, again, that newswire, social media channels, emails, and word of mouth. Very important that I share this with you because so much activity is happening at Villanova on a daily basis, and we don't want our students to miss out on any of these opportunities that are available to them. Here's a little a glimpse into what a traditional Bridge Society event looks like, where we bring our students, professionals, and alumni together in a shared space to talk about careers. Very non-threatening, very conversational oriented. The hope is that when students begin to feel more and more comfortable having conversations with adults in professional settings, come the time for interviews, all those butterflies will be worked out of your system and you'll feel that much more empowered and confident to have these types of interviewing conversations with adults when you pursue internships and entry-level jobs. Here is our trip our students had taken to Turner Broadcasting in New York City. You can see that we filled that bus this very beautiful day. It was a remarkable trip. And we offer excursions like this, if you will, quite often during the academic year. And here's a trip our students had taken to Sirius XM, again, to learn about careers in that media space, but not just in media, on the finance side of media, on the operations or the human resources side of media. So a lot of what we do in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences is try to take these large industries, unpack them for students, allowing them to see all of the career paths that reside within. So now you can understand, again, why I have such an enviable role at Villanova. That's the end of our slide presentation. I'll stop sharing rather my slides right now. Thank you so very much for your attention. We welcome again your questions. I encourage all of our student panelists to join us again here on the line, and we are going to go through your questions. We have a question here that we said about 70 students complete internships, about what percentage of students complete research within the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. That's an excellent question. Have any students on our panel to date done any research, guided research with a faculty member? Anybody want to share?
Speak to that.
Yeah, go ahead, Ava.
I personally have not, but I have a twin sister at Villanova, and she participated during the semester in the match program that Kate Szumanski mentioned in her presentation. So she worked with her French professor, and they collaborated to make a website about the Algerian War. So she did all the research, she put it into a website format, and she had weekly meetings with her professor, and she absolutely she loves the experience. So I personally have not, but she really, really loved it.
Ava, thank you so much for sharing that. And I am looking on the Villanova website right now for a link that talks all about undergraduate research at Villanova, and it lists some of the projects that students have been involved with. And Ava, I'm particularly interested in what Grace has done. Of course, she's on that liberal arts side of the house and still able to conduct meaningful research, which is just remarkable. And many, many of our science students do as well. I don't have an exact percentage for you, but you will see on the site that I shared. Oh, you know what? Let me share that with everybody. I just shared that with one person. So you can see some of the various research projects that students have engaged in during their time at Villanova. I'm going to head back into that Q&A. And students, if you're there with me, if you see anything you would like to jump into, feel free. We do have a question about the difference between the economics major in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences and the business school. That's an excellent question. And I know some of our econ majors would be exceptional to answer that. So please feel free if anyone wants to jump in with that question.
I'm a first-year student, so I haven't totally dived into the economics major, but kind of like the big difference is, since you're not in the business school, you're in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, you have to fulfill the College of Liberal Arts requirements rather than the business requirements. So there's more of like, like the language and all the different like theologies and everything that's a little bit different than how the business school is structured. And that's why I kind of liked it, because I wasn't sure if I necessarily wanted to dive into like the business school itself. So then being in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, I can pursue like an economics major, but then also have room to minor in some of those other liberal arts topics that also interest me as well.
Morgan, thank you for that response. That's excellent. We have a question here regarding opportunities in DC, specifically in public policy, the DC mini-mester. Would any student like to dive a little deep into that question?
I can speak to the Public Policy Society. So I guess just like, I can just tell you a little bit about how I found the Public Policy Society. So I came in to Villanova undeclared, and I really liked policy and I really liked writing. So I was directed to the political science major. But as a sophomore, I knew that I wanted to get an internship the summer after my sophomore year, but I had no idea where to start. So I went to the Office of Undergraduate Studies, and they connected me to the Public Policy program and the Public Policy Society. And that kind of is where my interests and my internships took off. I was connected with a lot of alums who work in DC, who work on the Hill, who work in the private sector, in law firms, and kind of dabble in so many areas of which policy kind of makes its mark. And I was able to learn about their jobs and whether or not their internships would kind of align with my interests. And through that, I just applied to them directly through the Public Policy Society. So you apply through the Public Policy Society and through the alums, and got to experience DC in the summer after my sophomore year and my junior year. So
I can add to the Washington mini-mester question. So I had the privilege of going on the Washington mini-mester, and it's a 3-week immersive program where you basically go around DC and you meet with basically everyone in the political sector, from lobbyists to policymakers to our actual like Villanova official, which was very cool. And like Caitlin, I also have been involved in the DC Public Policy Society. I actually just had a phone call with an alum this past weekend to try to connect me with people to get jobs. So I just wanted to reiterate that the alumni here are incredibly willing and able to reach out for you. And as long as you say, hey, I'm a Villanova student, would you be interested in having a coffee or taking my call? I've never gotten a no. So definitely an amazing alumni network that we have.
Thank you, Harrison. That was excellent. I'm going to share in the chat feature. I see that we have a number of questions regarding students who apply for medical school, pre-medical programs, and there is a special presentation, virtual presentation tomorrow, all about the health professions that I encourage folks who have those specific questions to attend. I'm going to share that link right now. So thank you for asking those questions, very important. Some questions here regarding Amy's internship at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Amy, I wonder if you could share a little bit with us.
Yes, of course. So this past year, I served as a research assistant at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia through their OSTS program, which focuses on the development of kids with ADHD. And so I've learned valuable experience, and it's been valuable information that I've learned as well. Just, yes, about the development, but also the sessions that we hold through various elementary schools throughout New Jersey and PA. Just different ways to improve their organizational time management, planning skills. It's been great hands-on experience, and just especially with being a psychology major, it's great to have this work experience, just because that only builds to your resume, and to have this hands-on experience for the future. And through the Office of Undergraduate Studies, especially Kate Szumanski, I was able to had this internship, and I actually had an internship during my junior year as well at the Uncommon Individual Foundation in Devon, and that was more of like a marketing type background, but it was nice to switch gears into a more psychology based, and it has been great with the ADHD, and I look forward to venturing into other aspects of psychology, but this has been great. And like I've said, I just learned such valuable experience, and I'm looking at like psych ward positions at Bryn Mawr for the future, so we'll see where that goes from there.
Amy, that's excellent, and I'm so thrilled that you continue to pursue opportunities beyond Villanova in your field of interest. Excellent, excellent. I wonder, Caitlin, would you be willing to share with us a little bit about your journey and looking to build your career in the financial services sector, and how your liberal arts background prepared you to pursue those opportunities?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Thank you, Kate. So I was taking a few notes as I saw the questions come in, so I'll be looking down a bit. But I think the most important thing that when I first came to Villanova, my advisor told me was that one day you're going to have to tell the story of you. And there's no one way to do that. And people can tell if you're not being authentic. So you might come in thinking that you want one certain thing, and then it ends up being completely different. I know that the position I'm going to start in August, I didn't even know it existed when I first came to Villanova. And similar to some of the panelists who've spoken, I had an internship through the Public Policy Society my sophomore year. Decided to turn around because I was really interested in the way that the markets and policy intersect and affect each other. And I still love my major. I love to read and write and talk to people, and I knew I was going to stick with that. And one of the most interesting things that I found after I made that switch and started to look into programs and different opportunities with banks on Wall Street was that a lot of the students who I was interviewing with, who were finance majors, really hadn't even begun those classes yet. So being able to speak to who you are in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences and what that means for you is huge. And so many people aren't able to find that edge. And what's a great thing about this program and the school is that there are so many different places. So it can be overwhelming, but it also gives you that opportunity to really define who you are and how you will stand out to an applicant. To an interview, in the interview. So I think the biggest thing was practice and networking. I can't tell you how many times I've been in Steve's office, how many times I've emailed her frantically asking to meet with her. I don't think there's anyone, any other school in this country that works as hard as she does for her students. And as a senior, I'm not going to cry. You're like, on this. That's embarrassing. But I wouldn't be here without her. And again, as we've said, the Villanova network is really strong and worldwide and across the country. So I reached out to people specifically at BlackRock once I got my interview who worked there, and they were so eager and adamant to get on the phone to help me. Some of them were even saying if this interview didn't work out, they were interested in having me come to their office. So it's just something that if you come here for undergrad, even if you have your MBA from Villanova, everyone sees that there's something different here, and that's so, so special. And it's hard, but it gets done, and so many people are there to help you along the way.
Caitlin, thank you so very much. It's quite emotional to have gotten to know students over the course of their 4 years at Villanova and to see them emerge as these amazing, beautiful young adults who are ready to enter the world beyond Villanova's doors, yet remain so connected to us. And seniors, I know that you graduating from high school, you're at the end of a journey, beginning a new one. And at this time, not being able to celebrate in traditional ways is incredibly heartbreaking. And for some of the students, our seniors who are here with me today, I just want to give them, Caitlin, Harrison, Alison, Kate, you've made Villanova such an impact during your time here. And I'm so sorry we cannot say goodbye to you and wish you well in that traditional way on campus. But please know, even through an event today, this is how you're making that impact and the legacy you're leaving behind for us. So please know there is always a place for you at Villanova. And I cannot thank you enough for all of the incredible contributions you've made to our community. But now enough with that emotion. Let's get back to these questions. And we have important questions about, I'm an incoming freshman, I'm undeclared, help me. How are my classes assigned? Do I need to worry about that? How do I change my major, Jacob? How many times am I allowed to change my major? How common is it to double major, to double minor? Do people do things like that? So let's give them the scoop. Who would like to begin there?
All right, I guess I'll go ahead because
Sure.
I've been on a roller coaster with majors. So I came in wanting to do like sports broadcasting and journalism for like comm, and the first going with Ms. Szumanski talking about the schedule for the first semester is basically just given to you. Don't really have much of a say there. Kind of just go with it, and you learn a lot about yourself because if you have like, you know, not a late class or an early class, you'll find out pretty quickly if you want to do that for the rest of your career or not. But going back to the majors, yes, then I switched to education history like midway through this semester. I was thinking about it for a little bit, but and then I started thinking about it again once we've been in this quarantine for a while. I'm like, do I really want to do that? Like, do I really want to be a teacher and teach history for the rest of my life? And I'm like, no, I kind of want to go back to what I wanted to do originally, which was sports broadcasting and journalism. So it's not that hard. I mean, I declared the major just like a little paper form. You just fill it out, and you meet with the department chair about it. And then to undeclare it, that was a little interesting for me because it was like right at the time when we were all kind of like wondering what was going on with the whole virus. So I ended up going into their department and it just said like, I just don't think it's for me. And they're completely understanding. They're like, oh yeah, we completely understand. Go do what you want to do. And I'm in the process right now of going back in the comm. Yeah, so that's kind of my experience so far. It's been kind of crazy, but it's all right. You know, people always change majors all the time. It's okay. Don't think, you know, because I declared something, you know, I have to stick with it. Like, that's completely not true. Like, follow what you want to do, and if it changes when you get here, which it probably will, go for it. That's what you got to do.
Excellent. Thank you, Jacob. Excellent response. What about that process of registering for classes in your first year? Would any of our first year students like to describe that in a bit more detail for our students and families on the line?
Yeah, I can speak to that a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah, so in like around August, you'll receive an email from Villanova, and you have some options within like different kind of core elements of the Villanova core curriculum that you can you could go through and you click, oh, I'd be interested in doing this, I'd be interested in doing that. So for instance, I was interested in a social science that I signed up for. But then you also are put into an Augustinian culture seminar, which is a core class that all freshmen have to take their first and second semester at Villanova. You also will probably be put into a philosophy class, which is another core class that everyone has to take at Villanova. So that first semester, you have a little bit of say in what you want to do, like my example with the social science. But Villanova really kind of controls those first semester classes for you. You do have an option, just like all the other students, when you get to Villanova in that first week, to drop and add classes if you want to. If you don't like a class, you can drop it and find a new one. But I really personally appreciated having Villanova coordinate that first semester for me. I think there's so much going on your summer leading up to college, especially that August, that I think adding the pressure of finding classes, looking like for what professors you want, I think that I really appreciated Villanova doing that for me. And they did it very, very well. I loved my classes last semester. So yeah, that's kind of what will happen for your first semester at Villanova.
Excellent. Thank you, Ava. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, please, go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, so Ava mentioned the drop ad. That is extremely important, especially for me, because I know when I came in the fall, I didn't like a couple of my classes, just like the times and like just the subjects. And I mean, for the first semester, if you don't declare your major, you have to like go through your advisor and get them to sign off on like the different classes you want to get into. But it's definitely worth the work, because if you're in a class you don't like, it's definitely worth it to just get out of it and switch. So yeah, and even this semester I added like 2 classes like right at the last minute. So it's definitely worth it just to keep on that. And you'll find out when you get here, like it's not that hard. Like, especially when you declare your major, you just do it online. You just like hit drop, and then you just add another course. Like, it's really not hard at all. So, and then the scheduling aspect, make sure you find times. If you're a morning person, do morning. If you're an afternoon person, do the afternoon. If you want to sleep in, like that's all things you want to make sure you factor into as well.
Excellent, excellent. We've had a number of questions, students, regarding securing and applying for internships in general. When should you be thinking about that? How do you think about it? Does anybody want to describe a little bit their thought processes? Alison, go ahead, please.
Hi. So at my time at Villanova, I've actually been able to hold 3 different internships that kind of help narrow down what I want to do as a career. I do want to be in public relations, but like I'm getting 2 public relations in-house, and then I looked at an agency, which you don't need to know about it all right now, but I found out like you do have to be on top of your handshake and your LinkedIn profile, as well as attending networking events hosted by the Bridge Society and by your department. So the communications department actually does host some career days. Like within that department, you can go and talk to other alumni. there's also, we do have 2 career fairs on campus. So there's one in the fall that is the largest career fair that we do hold during the year, and that has opportunities for students to network with companies seeking most, if not all, academic majors. And the beauty about the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences learned here is that there's no necessarily profession that you have to be a part of or that you are preparing for. Like, with my degree in communications, yeah, I can go into public relations, but I could also go to advertising, and I could also do this, and I could do so many different things. And I think it's that flexibility that allows the career fair to be as helpful as it is, and helps you practice your networking skills. I've also been able to network with a lot of alumni at Bridge Society events that are hosted by the Bridge Society and the Office of Professional Development and Undergraduate Studies, or students, sorry. And those have been extremely helpful in connecting you with alumni you would not normally meet on campus. I found that for me to get my 3 internships, it was really about being proactive and looking on company websites and looking on LinkedIn and looking on Handshake and treating it almost like another class and giving yourself a syllabus sort of, which is super crazy and weird. And you definitely probably think I'm a little bit weird right now, but I promise it works. Right now it's a little bit different, just specifically because we're dealing with coronavirus, and a lot of the companies that I'm looking for aren't hiring right now, but it is how I was able to get an internship for 2 summers and then for my fall semester last year. You really do have to be on top of it. You do have to be proactive, like Caitlin or Harrison were saying, reaching out to the Villanova professionals in those companies that you want to work for. It's so integral, because we are a huge community, and we thrive on collaboration and not competition, and we lift each other up. So use that to your advantage. I don't think there's ever a real proper time to start looking for internships. I think it's just a continual thing that you're doing. So I start looking when I get on campus in August. I've already got Handshake and LinkedIn up, and that process just continues until I get an offer somewhere. So it's I don't know if that was super helpful at all, because there's no real start and end date. There's no real how-to guide 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and then you get an internship. It's really just about persistence, and that's the best advice I could give.
Alison, that's excellent advice. Thank you. We have some questions concerning preparation for law school and learning about careers in law. Janan, I wonder if you're comfortable maybe exploring this with our guests today.
Yeah, so I can speak a little bit to that. So in order to prepare for law school, when I first got to Villanova, I was undeclared. I knew I wanted to go to law school when I graduated from undergrad, but I didn't want to just jump into a pre-law track. So I came in undeclared, and through the Pre-Law Black Law Student Association, I was able to hear from different people and networking and going to different events that allowed me to talk to different people who have different backgrounds in law, and it helped me navigate where I wanted to go in my career with law. I don't think that there's a specific major that actually prepares you for law while you're in undergrad, and I can't speak to a pre-law track because I'm political science major, but I think that joining different clubs and staying connected, like what Alison was saying with Bridge Society and different events on campus that Kate has organized, I was able to navigate where I wanted to go within my law career and my path.
Right. Janan, that's wonderful. Thank you. And you brought up an excellent point about a pre-law track or a health professions track. And those are 2 large myths. There's no specific tracks to those professions. In the health professions, there's required science courses that students need to take in order to sit for the MCAT, for example. And our advisors at Villanova in the health professions will ensure that students are enrolled in those proper courses. Likewise, in pursuing a career in law and looking to attend law school, advisors at Villanova will ensure that students are working toward taking the GRE or the LSAT, depending what law schools the student seeks to apply to and what they accept. Do they accept the GRE? Do they accept the LSAT exclusively? So there are professionals at Villanova who are there to guide students to help them with some of these rather large questions. So thank you for that great answer, Janan. Some questions regarding learning communities at Villanova. Have any students on our panel today lived in one of the learning communities, and will you talk about those a bit? Go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, so I'll let Erin speak too, because she actually was in my class and my good counsel hall, so that was a lot of fun. Yeah, so I think it's really cool because I wasn't really sure what to expect when I signed up for it. But you know, the class was super cool. It was basically like an hour and 15 minutes just to like connect with other freshman students and just have fun, just kind of like let the air out on stuff, you know, that's been giving us problems, and kind of help each other out while learning at the same time for our futures. And then obviously you get to live with each other in the same hall. That's a lot of fun. You get to make great memories with the people you're in class with, and you already know a bunch of people to begin with. So I'll let Erin kind of expand on that.
I think Jacob did a really good job at highlighting like what he's enjoyed a lot about the leadership community. For me, I came into Villanova like not really having like much understanding of what the different learning communities were. I just thought it would be something like, why not to sign up for? So when I was doing my housing application, I just selected that I wanted to be in the leadership community. And so once I got to campus, I was placed in a dorm with all other students. Gracie, who's also on this panel, she was in the same dorm as me, and we were all of us were in the leadership community. So we all lived in the same dorm. And what Jacob was saying, we had different sections of our classes that all took, there were like 200 of us in the dorm, so we weren't all like the same leadership class, but there was different sections. And so whatever section you were in, you would take the Augustan Culture seminar class with the same people that you also took the leadership class with. So I feel like being in that environment, you were just constantly, you know, with those people and seeing them outside of class in the dorms, you know, whether it be in the laundry room or in the lounges. And I just feel like being in the leadership community was such like an incredible experience. So I felt so immersed in this like Villanova community that like we take so much pride in from a freshman. It just really felt like I was able to form just with people in and outside of the classroom.
Thank you, Erin. That was wonderful. I know in the interest of time, we don't have too much time left, but I wonder in closing, if we could all quickly think about a word or two that describes maybe what Villanova means to you, what the experience has been like, that we could leave our guests with. What do you think? Go ahead, whoever's ready to begin. Caitlin, I see you nodding, go for it.
The first two words I thought of were family and opportunity.
Thank you.
I feel like this is such a cop-out, but community.
No cop-out. Excellent. Sorry, Janan, go ahead.
I was also going to say community and just like support. Like I think that support.
It's great.
I was going to say community as well, and just home. Everyone really finds their place there.
Yeah, I agree with Kate. The first word that came to mind was home. It was the only other place besides my house, obviously, that I felt like I belonged. And it was the only school that I had visited where I truly felt welcome. And I'm privileged to count myself among everybody else who feels the same way at Villanova. And I hope that all of you prospective students do as well.
I think mine was home too, definitely, for sure.
I was going to say new opportunities. Like when I reflect back on the past 4 years, I just can't believe how much Villanova has given to me. So definitely leads you on a path that you might not think that as a freshman you're going to take, but it in the end, it's great.
Yeah, I think like the word support definitely came to mind, and home, like a bunch of other people. I think like even though I'm a freshman, leaving Villanova because of COVID-19, I was so sad. And I think that that's incredible that someplace that I've only been for a couple months, I really feel sad leaving. So yeah.
I was going to say,
go ahead, Erin.
Jacob.
Go ahead.
I was going to say life-changing. Like I'm only a freshman, so like I'm excited to see like what the rest of my 3 years at Villanova have to offer. But I feel like just choosing this school, like you're surrounded by such incredible people. You have opportunities like with a lot of the upperclassmen we're talking about with internships that are really just putting you on a path to success.
Yeah, for me, the first word that came into my head was beauty. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but like I love like just being on campus. It's like, it's so nice just to walk around, see everything, but beauty also in a sense of just like, it's a new journey for everybody, you know. You're away from home and you're able to kind of start something for yourself, and it's the beginning of your career and what you're going to do. So I think the beauty of just new beginnings, like Harrison was saying, and just jump starting your career.
Well, on that beautiful note, Jacob, I want to thank every student panelist who's joined us today. Virtual clap for all of you. Thank you very, very much for being here. And to all of our guests, thank you for your interest in Villanova. We could maybe end on this note too. I know some of our student panelists have very generously shared that they'd be very willing to share their contact information with students on the call. So student panelists, if you'd like to share your email address, why don't you feel free to put it in that chat feature? I believe you have full access to that. Again, if you're comfortable doing so, I know we're heading into finals time. People are very, very busy, but maybe some folks didn't have their questions answered, and we want to make sure that you do have your questions answered. So students, feel free to do that. I'm going to put my email address into the chat feature too. And please, we would love for you, if you'd like to contact us, to do that. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions that come to mind. Make sure I got mine right. Yep, there it goes. It's been a true delight to spend this afternoon with you. Thank you all for being here with us. Students, I'm hoping I see you, and I know in my heart of hearts I'll see you in some way in August. And for those graduating, I know I will see you, and always you'll be in my heart, and there's a huge piece of you that remains at Villanova, and I want you to always know that. So thank you, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.